Let me ask you something simple but uncomfortable. When was the last time you chose comfort over growth without even thinking about it? Staying in bed a little longer instead of starting your day. Scrolling instead of doing the thing you promised yourself you'd do. Saying, I'll start tomorrow, even though tomorrow has been saying the same thing for months. It doesn't feel like addiction, right? Because it's quiet. It feels harmless. But that's exactly why comfort is one of the most dangerous addictions nobody talks about. The silent addiction to comfort doesn't look like chaos. It looks like peace. It looks like routine. It looks like, I'm fine where I am. And that's the trap. Comfort doesn't shout at you. It whispers. It convinces you that staying the same is safer than trying something new. Your brain loves comfort because comfort means predictability, and predictability feels safe. No risk, no rejection, no failure. Just the same familiar loop day after day. Here's the tricky part. Your brain is wired to save energy. If something feels familiar and doesn't threaten survival, your brain marks it as good enough. So even if your job drains you, your relationship feels empty, or your routine makes you feel stuck, your brain still prefers it over uncertainty. Why? Because uncertainty requires effort, and effort feels uncomfortable. So your brain quietly pushes you back into what's familiar, even when familiar is slowly killing your motivation. Comfort addiction shows up in small, sneaky ways. You choose Netflix instead of sleep. You choose silence instead of difficult conversations. You choose scrolling instead of sitting with your thoughts. You choose later instead of now. And none of this feels dramatic, so you don't notice the damage. But over time, comfort steals something important from you: your hunger, your drive, your curiosity, your willingness to feel uncomfortable for something better. Think about it. Growth always starts with discomfort. Learning feels confusing before it feels easy. Exercise hurts before it energizes. Honesty feels scary before it feels freeing. But comfort addiction trains your brain to avoid that early discomfort at all costs. So you quit too early. You delay too often. You stay stuck too long. Not because you're weak, but because your brain keeps choosing the path that feels easiest in the moment. Here's a funny but painful example. You tell yourself you'll just watch one episode to relax. 1 becomes 3. 3 becomes, how is it 3 a.m. already? And the next day you feel tired, annoyed, and disappointed in yourself. Not because you watched something, but because comfort took control without asking permission. Comfort doesn't ask, is this good for you? It asks, does this feel nice right now? And your brain almost always says yes. The silent addiction to comfort also kills focus. The moment something feels boring, your brain looks for escape. The moment a task feels hard, your brain suggests a distraction. The moment you feel emotionally uncomfortable, your brain offers comfort food, comfort scrolling, comfort excuses. Over time, your tolerance for effort drops. Small challenges start feeling overwhelming. And you begin to think something is wrong with you, when really, your brain has just been trained to avoid discomfort too efficiently. Another dangerous part? Comfort addiction disguises itself as self-care. Rest is important, yes, but constant avoidance is not rest. It's numbing. Real rest restores you. Comfort addiction just keeps you distracted. It keeps you busy without moving forward. Calm without progress eventually turns into emptiness. And that's when people say, I don't know why I feel stuck. Everything is okay, but I'm not happy. The scariest thing about comfort addiction is that it doesn't crash your life suddenly. It slowly lowers your standards. You stop expecting more from yourself. You stop dreaming boldly. You stop challenging your limits. You settle. Not because you want less, but because comfort taught you to fear discomfort more than regret. And regret is quiet too, until one day it isn't. Here's the truth that hurts, but helps. Your brain is not addicted to comfort because it's evil. It's addicted because it's protective. It thinks discomfort equals danger. But in modern life, discomfort usually means growth, not death. Your brain just hasn't updated the software yet. And that's where awareness comes in. Breaking the silent addiction to comfort doesn't mean becoming extreme or harsh with yourself. It means learning to sit with small discomforts again, doing the hard thing first, having the honest conversation, starting even when you don't feel ready, letting boredom exist without immediately escaping it. Each time you choose effort over ease, your brain slowly relearns that discomfort isn't the enemy.
And here's the hopeful part. On the other side of discomfort is confidence, focus, energy, self-respect. Life starts feeling meaningful again, not because it's easy, but because you're growing. Comfort feels good in the moment, but growth feels good in the long run. One numbs you, the other builds you. So if you've been feeling stuck, lazy, unmotivated, or disconnected lately, don't hate yourself. Don't shame yourself. Just ask an honest question. Am I resting or am I hiding? Because once you see the difference, the silent addiction to comfort starts losing its power. And the moment you choose growth over ease, even in small ways, you take your life back. That's not discipline. That's freedom.